And we are live. I don't see. Oh, hey, Flea. How are you? I better not say too many highs because David might get upset with me. I'm being messy today already. And we're just getting started. How y'all doing?
You can be messy.
I can be messy. Because you're good this week, right?
No, I'm actually feeling the lack of medication.
Oh.
Because my last dose was on Friday. So now I'm starting to feel it.
Hey, Courtney. You guys, we're going to be doing all about pumpkins tonight. I got pumpkins. So I'm going to attempt to do 3 different pumpkins in 3 different ways. So that is the goal tonight in the time that we have together. That's what we're going to do. So
All right.
we'll say hi to everyone.
You sound good.
Hey, Judith. How are you guys doing this evening? How's the sound on TikTok, you guys? I'm wearing a mic today. I'm trying to be nice. Because usually I don't wear a mic for you guys. But I figured I'd wear a mic that would make it easier. So for those of you who are coming on, we're going to be crafting and chatting tonight. So I hope you will stick around and join us. If you'd like, you could pop over to YouTube and or Facebook. It's Royce Cycle Treasures on Facebook and Royce Cycles on YouTube. This mic is so good. Hi. Sorry, I'm lying, y'all. Sound a little underwater? Oh, that's weird.
All right.
Does that sound better over here? I don't know. I can't hold my mic the whole
You
time.
can attach it to the other mic.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. You are so smart. Okay. It doesn't interfere? They're not going to, interfere with each other?
No.
Because the receivers are different.
It will not. Most TV shows you see, they have 2 mics on,
Just in case one goes out?
just in case one goes out.
Are you saying I'm a TV show now, Daddy?
I think we can officially call this a broadcast.
I'm a broadcast, you guys.
You're on multiple platforms.
Oh, Lord, I don't know. We'll see how that works.
You sound good. I
Okay.
sound a little muffled, but
You want to
okay.
say hi to everybody?
Sure. Let's see. On YouTube, we have Flea Brown, Marsha Walls, Redeemed from Northern Michigan, Patty Hogan, Debbie D, first-timer. Debbie D is a first-timer.
Welcome, Debbie.
Luann Vassallo and Robin Anderson. I think she hears the fans, who is...
Yeah, we have the cooler on, and I love y'all, but if we turn that cooler off, I'm going to be a puddle full of brown sugar right here in this chair. We don't want to do that.
And then on Facebook, we have Celestine Todd, Clouds But No Rain, Angie Champagne, Elena Burr, Paula Takagi from Tucson, Janet Taylor Borgers, Love Pumpkins, Barbara Garrels from Colorado, Flea Brown on Facebook too, Stacy Flowers Crop, Susan Starks from Farmersville, Texas. Lisa Vansell says the mic looks like a bug.
Like a big old bug is going to take me out, Lisa.
Doris Rushing, Memory Williams from Texas, Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis, Spring Grove, she's in Spring Grove. Chris Schmidt says happy Sunday to everybody. Let's see.
It's like we're meeting for Sunday dinner every week.
Celestine Todd says, yes, you are famous. Carmen Murray from Washington.
Can I be rich and famous?
Rich would be nice. I will trade famous for rich.
Yes.
Susan Starks, Wendy Kramer, Redonia Bell Norman, getting rain in South Louisiana. No electricity. Oh, that's got to be miserable.
I am so sorry.
Connie Pop from Florida and Pamela McDowell, also from hot Florida, as she said.
Oh, I'm sure it's humid too in Florida.
Let's-
It's humid here as well.
It
We
is.
think it's humid.
Let us ask everybody, if you wouldn't mind, on the YouTubes, like, comment, it does help, subscribe, that really helps.
Yeah.
But it just lets everybody know that it's here. That's the big thing. On Facebook, if you wouldn't mind sharing, as well as
on TikTok. If you guys can share with someone that you guys think would like one of my crazy lives, then please do.
Oh,
And invite more friends. Oh, TikTok tells me to encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends.
there you go. Patty Hogan says every time you move the mic, something out, sound cuts out.
Oh.
It
You know what? I'm
sounds
gonna move this mic.
It sounds okay to me, but I'm listening through the board.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Kathy Vuskanovich, excuse me, from Washington, Pennsylvania. Maureen Peterson, Ocala, Florida. Debbie Delorio.
Gosh.
That's a new name. I don't believe I've seen Debbie Delorio before.
I think so.
In Rhode Island, she's got gorgeous weather. Priscilla Vogue Brockman in Flagstaff. Cheryl Boyd Van Norman, excuse me, hot and humid Mississippi. And there you go.
Okay, you guys, let's get started because y'all know I always try to do too much. So I am going to attempt to do 3 pumpkins tonight, 3 different ways. That is the plan. We went shopping and pumpkins are so expensive. They are so expensive. So this pumpkin right here, I did a TikTok and I asked how much people thought this pumpkin was. I had people say $1 and $1.50. Those 15 days are over. They're over. I did not get it that cheap. I did spend $8 for it, which for a huge pumpkin like this is a gonga deal because at Michael's they're like $45. So I was happy to get this one for $8. And then I found these that are this size for like $3 a piece. I've already painted this one. We're gonna, so tonight's plan, 3 pumpkins, 3 different ways. I've already painted this and I'm gonna show you guys how I got this effect. I did not make this. I saw Pottery Barn and I've seen a couple people do dupes. And so this is my Pottery Barn dupe. They have some black terracotta pumpkins this year. So I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna do that.
Deep fried, baked, and grilled.
Deep fried, baked, and grilled pumpkin. No, cook.
3 different ways.
You left out pumpkin pie, baby. That's the important one.
Well, that's baked. You got to bake a pumpkin
that's
pie.
true.
Yeah.
And this guy, I think I paid like $1.99 for him. And I cut him off. I cut the top off of this one. I think it was probably a light because there's like a hole in the back, but that didn't have a light on it. So I cut the top off. Be careful. I cut my finger too.
Oh, Debbie is not Debbie Delorio. It's Debbie Diorio.
Oh.
I thought there was an L. It's a capital I. My apologies. And she's Dior Design and Decor, a recycled retailer.
Yes.
See, you were right. You did know her.
I did.
I didn't. Sorry.
And so I cut this off so that I could spray paint the inside with copper. And so I've already spray painted this outside. And the inside of his eyes were white, so I went ahead and sprayed that with copper too, because we're gonna paint over the top of this guy anyways. So my theme, or my like kind of, not exactly monochromatic. What do you call 3 colors? Mono is 2.
Trichromatic?
My trichromatic colors are gonna be black, dark teal,
And puce.
that's it. Dark and actually it is monochromatic. Dark, teal, and
Mono
black.
is 1. So
Oh yeah.
duochromatic or bichromatic?
Okay, I'm gonna have 2 colors, y'all. It's gonna be dark teal and black. So, but my first pumpkin I want to start off. You guys know what we're gonna do. You can guess.
All right, they're saying the mic is acting up. It looks
Is
fine
it?
on the board. So
Oh.
let me start listening to the feed.
Oh, you didn't listen to the feed tonight, did you?
No, I did to start, and it sounded fine.
I'm trying not to move too much.
I know. It's okay.
It says, oh yeah, sound is going in and out.
Well, you've got to point it away from you, which might be, it might be wanting to grab the fan rather than you.
Well, I tried to point it
I
up.
know. It's
Like,
it's not,
okay, here.
it's a weird one. Now remember, if you put it on your left, you're going to have to talk to your left.
See. You're stressing me out. I mean, my shirt is soft.
I know.
So.
We're not working with top quality mics.
I know. Well, they're investment mics, though. These mics are not cheap.
They weren't cheap, but they're not that great.
I mean,
I hate to say it.
$150 is not cheap, Daddy. Okay. Try it there. You said I had to put it away from me, but that's how it's made.
Well, no, some other mics you can reverse.
No, this one, I did
This one
reverse
you cannot
it.
reverse.
I figured out how to reverse it, but I reversed it so that it points up instead of down. But like I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're listening now, right?
Yeah.
Am I okay? Or am
I can
in
hear
and
you.
out? Okay. See, somebody else says the sound is cutting out. I don't know.
We could switch mics if you want to. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, how do you sound? You can hear yourself, can't you?
I'm fine.
You want to switch mics?
No, I think you're okay. It's cutting out when you play with it. So.
Okay. One of them has a short in it. This one right here just goes to TikTok, you guys. You guys can hear this one. It's hooked up to a different device. So it's only the one mic. So.
I'd say try it.
Okay. It's good now.
I'm listening.
I'm going to try not
If
to
it goes a
move too
little
much.
squirrely, we'll just switch mics.
Okay, so I want to see if can you guys guess what I'm going to do with this one? They already know. So today I'm going to do black and teal are going to be my two colors primarily on my porch. And so I am going to decoupage this one. But I have this vision in my mind and I hope I can execute it because I haven't tried it before. So you guys are going to be here with me. So this giant pumpkin, I'd like to bring like all my colors together in one design. So I'm going to be using the recycled Emerald Valley decoupage paper. And this one is one of the ones by artist Ricky Schumacher, who's our artist for this quarter. And I love her papers. And this is one of them. And I love the visual texture on this one as well. And so I'm going to be decoupaging with this one. And that's going to be our first project. Let's get started because I really do want to make it through all of them. This one's going to take the longest amount of time. This pumpkin is big. I hope that we can like keep you guys, you know, I can say what I'm supposed to say so you guys can see what I'm doing. So this pumpkin was white, you guys. It's already white, so I didn't paint it. It is a little shiny, but I did go through and I just sanded it with my sanding pad to kind of knock off some of the shine. But if you were nervous, if you had like a pumpkin like this and you were nervous about whether or not you were going to have adhesion issues, you could just do like a coat of white primer over this. But I just sanded it a little bit to knock back some of the shine, and I think that it's going to. So, are you hearing any problem with the mic, baby?
I'm playing with settings. So
I know, but are you hearing?
I'm listening.
Okay.
It's not good.
It's not good?
I'm playing with settings right now, so that's why.
Oh. David is monkeying around over there. That's why you guys are hearing differences. But they said I'm going in and out.
You are.
You want to give me your mic? Are you going in?
No. It's because I'm playing with the settings. And that's why. And I'm well behind because I'm listening to the broadcast, not to you live. So when you stop, I don't hear anything. So just keep going.
Okie dokie.
If it's bad, I'll shut it down.
They're just saying the sound is not good.
No, you were jostling the paper, so it picked up the paper and shut you off. It wants to grab one sound, is what's going on right now.
Oh.
That's all. It just wants to.
Okay.
So it's fighting with the fan, it's fighting with me, it's fighting with your paper.
But this is what we do every week.
I'm telling you this.
Okay.
I wish the mics were better.
Okay. And your mic isn't cutting out?
I don't talk that much.
So this is how I'm going to approach this, you guys. I want this band of color from the bottom to really be consistent all the way across. And so I am just going to go and I'm going to kind of decoupage as I go, but we're going to cut these pieces out one at a time. So I'm not going to cut my paper, so I apologize for the paper noise.
Right.
But I do want to make my image as continuous as possible.
Let me have your mic.
I'm going to jack my husband up tonight, y'all.
It's your paper's moving, so paper's moving, so that's what it's doing.
I know, it's just weird.
It's just hearing correctly.
Just hearing crackly. Okay.
Oh, that came through. I'm going to jack my husband up. That came through.
Because I was trying to get you to change mics before I got into the project.
Yeah.
you wouldn't do it, and then you literally waited until right when I started.
Well, I was trying to make it work. I couldn't.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, baby. I'm not really gonna jack him up, y'all. I kind of like him.
He's kind of a jerk.
No.
All right.
Hold on, I loosened up the clip on this one, so I gotta get the mic back.
Debbie D, you need to trade mics with Big Daddy. The what?
Okay. So you know how the pumpkins have like the little areas on there? So what I'm doing is going through and scoring it so that I can know where to trim it. And I brought 2 pieces of paper just in case I run out of paper, but we'll see what happens. And so we're gonna cut and decoupage and cut and decoupage. That's the plan. But I think that this is going to be fabulous. I have a plan to use this decoupage paper on a pillow, like a throw pillow. Maybe we'll do that one, not this paper, but another one of Ricky's designs on a throw pillow. I'm super excited about it. And so I'm just trimming where I scored the paper with my nail, which isn't gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be a lot easier than trying to mess with this whole piece of paper. Because I would like it to look like, oh man, I lost my place. I think it was here. It was this big one.
So, what is the name of this paper again?
This is Emerald Valley is the name of this paper. It's by Ricky Shoemaker. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to say that. I talked to Ricky too. I should probably know that.
CH or K?
It's CH.
Schumacher.
Okay, so I'm saying it right. Ah, sorry. I'm just excited about that.
And Debbie D asks, where'd you get the big pumpkin?
I got this one at the thrift store, Debbie. I got it for $8, which is a gonga deal. So when we were traveling, we went to Flagstaff and then to Vegas, and then from Vegas to Havasu, from Havasu to Phoenix, and then home. And so we stopped and thrifted along the way. So for the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be working on stuff that I bought at the thrift stores on our trip. Why am I scared to cut that one? I feel like it's gonna be short. Now I have too many score lines at this point. I'm gonna decoupage this and then trim it because I'm scared. I don't wanna trim it too tight. I'd rather go over than under. If my lines cross inside of the ridges and they're a little bit darker, I think it's fine because I can just add some glaze to that and it'll just look like I did it on purpose. So I'm only gonna put decoupage medium on the part that I want to decoupage, just in case I need to trim. And I've done this for smaller ones, but this one is big. It's a bit of a challenge. But I think this is gonna be cute on my porch, right? Because my door is like a dark teal blue color. So that's why I want to use that color. And I thought this paper would help pull together all the colors. And since this is the biggest pumpkin, it'll be like the anchor for all of them. And you know what, let me mist this paper because that's gonna make it a lot more pliable so that I'm more likely to get it laid down without any problems.
So can I ask everybody, is school back in session for everyone? You know, the kids or the grandkids, are they back yet? Or because ours have been back for 3 weeks.
The kids started early though this year. Here, they started in July, the last week of July. I feel like that was really early.
Jamie Taylor asks, are you using 1 hour enamel?
I am, Jamie. And I didn't paint my pumpkin first because it's already a light color. So I did sand it though to try to sand away some of the shininess of it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just decoupage this whole piece down. I may regret that later, but we'll see what happens.
So Angie Champagne says no, not New York State. Rochelle Stratton said they went back in the 16th. Barbara Garrels, most of the schools went back in Colorado last week. Southeastern Kansas last week. Flea Brown says last week in Santa Barbara. Maureen Peterson back since August 9th. I think that's about when ours went.
Ours literally went the last week of July.
Oh, that's right. They started early.
They started really early.
Virginia started on the 21st. Western Washington, they start after Labor Day. Doris Rushing, tomorrow for parts of XC. What is XC?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Elena Burr, they went back last week in Utah.
Isn't that gonna
Aurora,
be so
Illinois,
pretty?
back for 2 weeks.
Sorry.
Brenda Wood, granddaughter started August 2nd. Texas, yes, and yes for college in Washington. Patty Hogan says they go back on the 29th. And Marsha Walls, Michigan started last week. I'm just curious because it seems like
I feel like back to school just keeps going and going and going this year.
it really does. And I said when I was a kid, we went back to Tuesday after Labor Day.
Oh, so you guys went later too.
Every year. But we didn't get out of school until June.
Yeah.
So I want to say my high school graduation was like June 16th. Here it's like May 15th.
Yeah, well, it may be a little earlier because they went to school earlier this year. Yeah.
But we also had to plan for snow days,
Yeah.
which we don't have to here.
So there's a discussion on TikTok, which I think is funny. This young lady was saying how
North Carolina, not XC, NC.
Oh.
Sorry, thank you.
she always thought that like the outdoor schools were something that were only on TV, right? Because you see schools where you have like a compound of classrooms, but the majority of the activity is outside. And so it was just an interesting conversation because so many times we base our understanding of everybody's experience based on our own experience, right? But if you went to school somewhere where there's real weather, there's no way you would have a school like that. Like everything's going to be inside because to your point, you have snow days and everything else. But schools in California, it's mostly like everything's outside. Like you just go from class to building to building. And in the middle, you have like a courtyard where the playground's generally at. So it's just funny to me. And I think it's a lesson. I mean, it seems like a lame lesson for us to just be thoughtful about when someone is sharing their experience that the context that they have may be completely different from ours and not for any other reason than their experiences are just different.
Yeah, we did everything inside.
See,
And
I went to school in
had
California and Arizona, so
3 buildings. One of them was a PE building, though. We had an inside gym.
yeah. Oh
With-
yeah, we
with-
had an indoor
with
gym.
with an indoor track. I'm not talking about just a basketball court. I mean,
Well, you would have to.
we
in
had
Chicago.
that too. We had basketball, volleyball courts, 3 full gyms for that.
Mm-hmm.
We had a pool, and we had an indoor track, which is where they did indoor track, as well as gymnastics.
See, we had an outdoor track.
We had an outdoor track too.
Oh, okay. But you had 2 seasons, like indoor track and then outdoor track?
I think they just started indoor and then moved to outdoor once the snow was gone.
I wish they did that in Arizona because the end of the track season is hot. We would be dying. I don't even know how we did it.
Yeah.
I don't know how we did any of the stuff I did as a child.
And then we
though,
had
honestly.
one major academic building, and then we had another academic building that was built around the library. So the library was huge, and they built classrooms around it.
Oh, around the library?
Yeah. And then there was like an offshoot to that building, which is where administration was. and the arts were. So the arts building, so the theater,
Okay.
and then the cafeteria.
Oh my gosh, y'all. I may have bit off more than I could chew tonight. You guys can watch me struggle, and then you won't have to feel bad when you're decoupaging a pumpkin. I decoupaged a small pumpkin, and it was easy. This larger one is a bit of a challenge, but I'm going to do it.
They remodeled my high school. I shared it with my cousins who went to the same high school, and none of us could recognize it. It looks
Wow.
It looks like a college now.
How many, I mean, you guys had so many kids, though.
We did. I don't know what the attendance is now,
Yeah.
but we had a big high school. But they all were big back then, at least in my area.
This is going to be so beautiful. You guys, I hope I can do this justice because I'm already falling in love with the results. And even here, like, it's overlapping, and so it's darker. And so I think if I can keep all my overlaps inside of the, you know, the crevices, that even that's going to add to it. This is going to be so pretty.
Brenda Wood, we started after Labor Day, but didn't have fall or spring break, just Christmas. That was back in the 60s in Phoenix. We had spring break.
There was no
But we
spring
didn't have
break?
a fall, but we had a fall break.
Oh.
We didn't have a fall break.
That's jacked.
We had Christmas break and we had spring break. Let's see, Connie Berkram, Lodi, Wisconsin started last week. Madison, rest of Wisconsin start the Tuesday after Labor Day. Flea Brown, other than class time, we were outside. We were never outside.
Oh, we were always outside.
Yeah.
I mean, just in general, like, as children.
Carol Lupe, Lupey. I live in Pennsylvania. I remember seeing it in a movie, lockers being outside.
Yes.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Our lockers were inside.
Well, our lockers in Safford were inside, but the schools in California, yeah. I mean, the weather over there, they really don't have any, you know what I'm saying? Weather. It might be rainy, but that's about it.
Alyssa Bricker Visithin, late to the party, just got home from kayaking.
Oh, wow.
8 miles on Delaware River in Pennsylvania.
Cool.
I've only kayaked once.
I've never,
And it was in Mexico. Is it Cabo San Lucas? So it was kind of like off the ocean, but in the inlet. And I think it was Cabo. It might have been somewhere else in Mexico. We were on a cruise. And holy moly, trying to fight against the ocean.
Yeah, is that considered kayaking if you're in the ocean?
Well, it's the type of...
I know, I'm not being a smart aleck.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
And, wow. Dave couldn't lift his arms after that.
Oh, I can only imagine.
We were in a 2-person kayak, too, and I wasn't getting a whole lot of help.
Well, you are, what do they say, the stronger sex?
Yeah. So I powered us there, but oof.
I'm going to dry this, you guys, because I don't want to, like, you know how sometimes you're decoupaging and you touch it and then when you pick your hand up, you can, like, pick up the paper, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to take a few seconds and just hit this a little bit. I can't hit it with too much heat because then my pumpkin will melt. It's plastic. But I'm going to just dry that so I don't have that issue. I am already super excited about this because this is exactly what I envisioned it looking like. I just hope I can keep this all the way around. What do you guys think?
Patty Hogan, I like kayaking on the ocean. I don't know. All I know is
It's a workout.
we made it back to the ship. But I was ready to have them throw me a line.
Oh my goodness. Were you ready, baby?
I was ready. Let's see. Maria Picardi Kenyon on YouTube. I don't know what happened or what she's doing wrong, but you've completely disappeared from her Facebook feed. When she searches Royce Cycle Treasure, nothing comes up.
Oh. Do you see
I don't
it?
know.
Do you still see me on Facebook?
She's on YouTube. Yeah, I see it on Facebook.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe refresh your browser. I don't know. Hit the little round circle on the top of your browser. Sometimes you'll have to refresh. I hope I didn't go off.
I don't think so. No. I think she just can't find you.
Oh.
So, all right, I might as well mea culpa on here too, because I did on my radio show.
Oh Lord, what? I didn't. What?
No.
Okay.
This is my issue. So I got into a kerfuffle. I'm going to call it that.
A kerfuffle?
With our city manager.
Oh my.
At a meeting. Because
you guys know he's Grumpy Dave because he's been taking the steroid medication.
I'm done taking it. I admitted to being jerky. But I kept trying to impress upon him social media
Doesn't always show you everything.
doesn't always show you everything.
It
and
doesn't.
I've made our city and our city's police department the top thing in my Facebook feed, and I still don't always see it.
Yeah.
So, because Facebook wants to feed me advertising. I get that. It's an advertising platform. I'm not mad at Facebook for that. That's how it functions. But it's reality.
But it doesn't always show you
The things I need, it shows me the things
it wants you to
thinks
see.
I want.
Yes. I think sometimes I get frustrated because I'll be watching like a video or something and it'll just refresh like randomly. And then I can't find it. And usually it's like a crafting tutorial. So I'm just left hanging.
So to answer your question, I don't know. The best thing I could do is say, keep searching. And when you find it, like it again. Maybe unlike it, then like it again. When you find it.
But she can see it on YouTube, but not on Facebook.
Correct.
That's weird.
Dreaming Cat Studio says, what is that paper again?
This is called Emerald Valley. And this is one of the ones from our artist for this quarter, Ricky Schumacher. And these are beautiful. This one in particular, I believe she used encaustic on this art piece. And so you can see the texture, the visual texture, which is why I think I'm drawn to this design, because y'all know I love texture. I'm gonna put this a little bit. Y'all might see my belly, but don't judge me. Just so I can stay in frame, because it's hard to work with the pumpkin way far away from me. And so I'm gonna line it up because I really do want this landscape to stay lined up. So that's what I'm focusing on more than anything.
Oh, Priscilla Vogue Brockman suggests clear your cookies.
Oh.
That might help. So, Maria Picardi Kenyon. So, maybe try that and see if that helps.
And see if that helps it.
Yeah.
And make sure you're looking on Recycled Treasures, the page, and not in the group, because that might be what's happening too.
So, were there alcoholic beverages involved in my kayaking trip, Patty Hogan? There were, but not when I kayaked.
Afterwards.
I drowned my sorrows. And then paid the price for it afterwards.
Oh my goodness.
Alcohol and me do not mix well.
So I'm misting my paper, you guys, so it's more malleable, and it just makes it easier for me to manipulate it and get it to lay down, and I'm getting a lot less wrinkles. I'm gonna get some wrinkles just because the surface is round and my paper is straight. So I'm gonna get some creases, but I'm not getting like the kind of wrinkles that form when you're decoupaging and it's responding to the decoupage medium.
Rochelle Stratton, it's called Roid Rage for a reason. You are 100% right.
Yeah.
So I just have to focus. And according to my wife, I did not focus last week.
I didn't say,
I was grumpy. I was not mean.
He wasn't mean. He's just grumpy. Grumpy Dave.
Apparently I was Grumpy Dave.
Well, so I'm going to tell you guys a story, because I know people are always asking about like how we met. And so I'm going to share a dating story with you guys. So when David and I were dating, I have this theory. I think the reason why it's important for you to get to know someone, like for a set of time before you decide to spend your life together, is because people are different under different circumstances, right? Like, you know, it's easy to be nice and understanding and patient when everything is all hunky-dory, but how are you when things get hard? How are you when money is tight? How are you when you're frustrated or when you're mad? And so David is so even keel. I kept trying to make him mad, and he wouldn't get mad. But I wanted to see what, Angry Dave looked like.
I attract women that want to make me angry.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't going to turn into like Jeffrey Dahmer when you were mad. That's all.
My ex tried to do the same thing. She just wanted to get a fight out of me sometimes.
I don't need to get a fight out of you now.
And it's like, no, I don't like to fight.
I don't need to get a fight out of you now. I just wanted to meet Grumpy Dave and make sure that he was not going to bury me in the backyard. That's all.
Oh, gosh, no. Dave's arms are too weak.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, Maria Picardi Kenyon, keep trying. She found it on Facebook, but the video's not there. It is there.
That is so
hang
weird.
in there. Fingers crossed. Try clearing your cookies after tonight, and then once you find it, unlike it and re-like it. Maybe that'll help. I've done that with a couple of groups.
Yeah.
So
I'm just trimming, you guys, because I don't want my overlap to go past the
there
groove.
She goes. She found it. Yay.
Okay, that's in the pumpkin. Because I feel like when it overlaps there, it looks fine. But if it overlaps on one of the high points, I don't necessarily like that. So.
And we have Sharon Valencia and Brittany Dean watching.
Hey, Sharon.
And Brittany from Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, hey, Brittany.
I like Brittany.
I don't get to see you anymore.
Brittany, there are three that I would qualify this with. So I would say this is our locals. So I'm going deep. All you folks don't know this. That's okay. Patty Wren.
Yes.
Just down the street. Give me your name.
Tina.
Tina Gonzalez.
Yes.
And Brittany Dean. If you need something done.
Or if you want to know what's going on.
No, if you want to know what's going on, that's Eva Harper.
This is true.
But if you need something done, those three get stuff done.
They do.
They just get stuff done.
Get-her doners.
And they're phenomenal people. I know the Chamber's dealing with the loss of Brittany, but the Chamber's loss is going to be Boys and Girls
Club's game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm making a choice to dry each section, you guys, just so I don't ruin it when I go to the next section. But look at how pretty. I feel like I'm going to spend the whole time on this one project. Okay, if I promise to finish this and show you guys the results, you guys mind if we move on to the next one? Because I feel like this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. And I'm not going to finish it. Because look, it's already 5:39 and I've only finished like 3 sections.
So Marie E. Price Miller, Royce, that is a real concern for sure. Should take the time to get to know someone. She says anymore, but I think that was always the case.
Yes.
It's just reported more now.
Yes.
It's not swept under the rug of crazy people out there.
Or mean people. Or
yeah.
Well, because, you get stressed out. So people handle stress differently, and you just don't know.
So I'm glad there's more reporting on it.
Yes.
I am.
What are our plans for the STEM part? Honestly, it's funny you say that because I didn't have any specific plans. But then when I started coming in here and setting up, I'm probably going to make a better one. And I'll probably do a quick video. Do you guys like my video shorts? I've been doing a lot more short form video. And I post them on my page. They're under Reels. If you don't catch them in your feed, you can go to Royce Cycle Treasures and catch them in the Reels. Or if you're on YouTube, check out my shorts because I do a lot of short tutorials. So I'll do a short tutorial of me making a stem. I'll probably use some brown paper and string just so I can make something that's more realistic and that looks cooler than that one. But
Dreamy Cat Studio says move on if you need to.
Because I don't think we're going to finish this. And I don't know if I want to spend the whole time just decoupaging this pumpkin.
Marty Hardy said it's okay since you promised.
I know. I'm going to finish it though, because look at how pretty that's going to be. Right?
And Flea Brown says yes if you promise. You do
I have
you do have a habit of.
I know. Because I get busy and the week goes by. But I'm going to finish this. I'm going to take it in the house. And I'm going to finish it tonight while David's sleeping. You guys don't tell him. Okay. But you guys get the idea, right? This is going to be fabulous on my porch And I think I'm going to incorporate some copper somewhere on this one too, so that it goes with the other one. So
I'm going to tell you what I tell my doctors. Once I'm unconscious, I don't care what you do.
you don't care? Oh, Lord. That's what you tell your doctors?
Hey, I'm out. I'm not there.
So let's do the next project that I'm the most excited about. I don't know if you guys have seen, last year Pottery Barn did pumpkins and they were like terracotta. I don't know if you guys remember those. So this year they came out with some terracotta ones, but instead of the traditional terracotta color, they're black. And so I want to do a dupe of that. And so that's what we're going to do right now.
Jamie Taylor, the dark color is the paper.
Yes, that's the decoupage paper.
Or are you talking about the orange pumpkin that Royce is holding right now?
So on this pumpkin, you guys, I spray painted the inside copper because my plan is when I put it on my porch to put a little fake candle in there, and I want the copper reflection to be showing out of my pumpkin, out of the face. And so I spray painted the inside copper, and I also sprayed like around the edges of the eyes were like white or something. So I went ahead and sprayed just to make sure that it's all going to be copper peeking from underneath the color that we're going to put on top. So for this project, I'm putting a piece of plastic underneath, and we're going to use, I'm going to be using Wise Owl's paint in black. This is chalk synthesis paint. I'm going to be using some salt wash. So I'm going to make a texture so we can thicken up our paint. And then I'm going to be using the strange ingredient, which is baking soda. I'm going to be using some baking soda as well. So I've taken my baking soda really quickly, babe.
Sure.
And this is just, you guys, the spice jars from Walmart Spices, I save them because they're really good jars. And so I've already filled this one with baking soda, and I stole the shaker off of my the onion flakes because the holes were bigger, and I put it on this one. So this is just baking soda. I just put it in this jar to make it easier for me to use.
For those that came late, what's the name of the paper on the first pumpkin again?
That one's called Emerald Valley, and it's by the artist Ricky Schumacher.
All right.
So I have some mixed up from earlier, but we're going to mix some more just for demonstration purposes, and I don't have quite enough. And I am going to pour directly out of my can, which I don't normally do, but it's fine. I'm going to end up pouring the rest of this paint into a FIFO jar after we're done today. So I'm just putting paints. And whenever I use my salt wash, I generally start off with equal parts paint and salt wash, and then I'll add from there. That way you don't end up with a big goopy mess that you don't want. And the reason why I'm adding this is because I want my paint to be thicker, because I'm actually going to stipple this paint onto my pumpkin so that the pumpkin has texture.
Janet Taylor Borgers knew her husband 4 years before they got married. They've been married 41 years.
Yeah.
But Wendy Reese Purdy went on a date, got married 2 months later. They've been married 45 years.
Oh my gosh. He must have been the one, Wendy. You knew. I never saw Angry Dave, by the way. But when I met him, it wasn't too bad. I don't know if I've ever met Angry Dave. I've met Irritated Dave.
I'm trying to think, the last time I got in a fight, a physical fight,
Oh my gosh.
was in high school.
I think that's the case for most of us.
So
right?
I would say Angry Dave has been away for 50 years.
For 50 years. And so I'm just pouncing my brush, right? Because I want to get that texture. And for this specific project, so whenever you're using like a texture medium like this, the thicker your paint is, the higher your peaks will be. I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer.
So Julie Brawley asks, what does salt wash do?
It makes your paint thicker so that you can create texture. And so I am just stippling it on there. You guys see the texture that's forming there? That's what I want. And so by thickening my paint, I'm able to create that texture easier than when the paint is thinner. And I'm gonna do this in sections just to make sure that my paint is wet enough for my baking powder to adhere. This specific pumpkin doesn't have really deep ridges, so I'm curious to see what we're gonna get. Just beware that pouncing like this does make your arm tired. I remember I have a local friend, Frances, and she comes to all my classes. I don't know why she comes to my classes, because she knows how to do everything. I think she just wants to come hang out and create with us. But I did a class on blending your paint colors, and she said I jacked up her shoulder because we did like 4 different kinds of blends on 4 different like boards, and then we did a project after that. And so she was like, oh my gosh, Royce tried to break me.
So Brenda Wood asks, what's the purpose of the baking powder, but is that a surprise coming up?
It's coming up. I'm going to do the baking powder in just a second. First, I want to get about 1/3 of my pumpkin covered with the black paint, and then we're going to use the baking powder.
Dreaming Cat Studio, lost my temper recently. Plumber who scammed me, even though I was right. I hate getting that angry. I get angry.
I know what she's saying, though. I hate when somebody takes you out of your element, because you lose control. Like, I hate that. Sometimes someone will make me angry, and I'll be more angry by the fact that that person was able to make me angry than I am about the reason that I got angry, if that makes sense.
Yes. Jenny Marmion, is that plastic or foam?
This
pumpkin?
is plastic. It's like plastic too. Like, you know. So it's not like a composite like some of them. This one is just plastic. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, because you can kind of hear it. It sounds like plastic. My senses are super like crazy though, so I don't know if everybody hears things. Like, somebody can drop money and I can almost tell like if it's a quarter or a penny. I don't know.
Marie E. Price Miller, I realized years ago it wasn't worth expelling energy or breath on the small stuff. Wait for the more important things.
Yes. Oh, I'm crazy though, y'all. My husband, he's always like, Royce, will this matter in 5 years? And there are some days I look at him and tell him no. Like, no, we're not there yet. We can have that conversation in like an hour or 2. Not right now.
Did I tell you how I learned my 5-year rule?
No.
So I really do live by that. Will this matter in 5 years? And what I've found is...
Normally it doesn't.
If it involves the kids, yes, as a rule. Now that they're adults, not as much, because we really don't impact them like we did when they were younger. Well, first do the baking soda and then I'll tell my story.
So I'm just sprinkling on the baking soda right over the wet paint. And I'm going to let that sit there while I move on to another part of the pumpkin.
So I was acting at the time, doing a wonderful job of being a failed actor.
A wonderful job of being a
I
failed
was
actor.
great at being a failed actor. I got paid twice in the 6-7 years I was acting. So we were doing a show. We were just getting ready to open. I was working full-time at a mortgage company, which I wound up working at for 7 years. It's because we had kids by that point, and I needed a real job. You can't have kids and waiter. It really doesn't work well. And quit every waiter's job every 6 weeks.
Every time you have a new show.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. So we had a deadline at work. I had to get out to rehearsal because I want to say we were within a week of opening.
Hold on 1 second, babe.
Okay.
So I've sprinkled on my baking soda, right? This brush, you guys, is just a makeup brush from Dollar Tree. You guys know the ones, right? The Wet n Wild ones. I love them because they're so soft. And so I'm just kind of spreading my baking soda over the surface evenly. And even though this brush is really soft, I'm being super gentle because I don't want to pick up my paint. I just want to spread that baking soda over the surface. Okay, babe, go ahead.
So show's getting ready to open. Gotta finish it up. And we had a massive deadline at work, but I knew I couldn't stay late. And I honestly now, well, even then I realized I thought I was having a heart attack.
Oh, from the stress.
And I realized, no, it was a panic attack. And I calmed myself down. I was seriously in fear I was having a heart attack. Eventually calmed myself down. And that's when I said, I'm never going to do that to myself again. Because the reality was, I knew I wasn't going to be in mortgages for my life.
Yeah.
Would this matter 5 years from now? The show wouldn't even matter 5 years from now.
Yeah.
And I just, at that moment, the switch flipped for me. And I was like, nope, I go by my 5-year rule. It'll matter tomorrow. It'll matter in a week. Might even matter in a year. But 5 years from now, not going to matter. I'm not going to kill myself.
Mm-hmm. You guys, sometimes this is why the Lord put us together, though. Because our temperaments are very, like, opposite. Because David is, like, chill all the time. All the time, you guys. All the time. We're at a show, we're trying to get set up, I'm like panicking and this needs to be done and it's not done. And he's like, it's okay, babe. It'll be fine. We'll get it done.
We will.
Most of the time I appreciate your temperament, but there's sometimes it's infuriating because I am just feeling like the world is going to fall in and you're all calm and cool and collected. But that's why we work. Because if we were both like me, it would just be chaos.
I hope you people are happy. You're creating strife in our relationship.
Who?
I don't know. I'm blaming our audience right now.
Oh, there's no strife.
I know. Dawn Perry Headley's watching on vacation in the Outer Banks, North Carolina.
Ooh. I was just oh, you know, it's one of my retailers, and she is, oh man, I forgot. They were on the beach in North Carolina. And they were staying in like a cottage. It's not what she called it, but it was right on the beach.
Shaz Conabeer. My husband is chill. He winds me up. He's so chill.
Right? See, she knows what I'm talking about. Like, how can they be so chill at certain times, right?
Dreaming Cat Studio. Crafting can hurt. Sitting long hours for my last project, my back seized up.
Oh. I've done, yeah. I get hyper focused on things and I just don't pay attention to my body. And I've done that before. Or I just forget to eat or drink. I don't know. Crazy. I just thought that this was such a cool look that I had to replicate it. I need some more paint, but I don't want to pour more. I think I have enough. It's just a little too thick. And I couldn't get it on my brush with one hand. Are you guys making decorations for fall yet, or do you guys think I'm crazy?
Laura Durrell is watching.
Hey, Laura.
The mayor of Clifton, Arizona.
I know.
Hi, Madam Mayor. I have to call her Your Honor now.
Of course you do.
I do.
I know.
All the mayors get Your Honor or Madam Mayor or Mr. Mayor, depending. That's the deal.
I think Laura took that class where we did all that blending. And she and her daughter and her mom came. They made beautiful pieces.
So speaking of great people, her daughter, woof.
She's exceptional. She
Smart.
really is.
Laura's smart. Her daughter, holy
Yeah.
moly. I can't wait till she's president. Because she's going to be one day. I hope I live to see it.
I think she's going to be an engineer. I think so.
You got that smart, you got to put her in a position of leadership. That's all I'm saying.
I just know what she likes. She's very creative. And she's like smart. I think she's going to be an engineer. The last video I saw of her, she was building a robot. I'm not kidding. I'm serious.
Shannon Booth, I'm making a Halloween tapestry with headless horsemen using IOD horse mold.
Ooh, I want to see that one.
Jenny Marmion, I'm going to try making my plastic pumpkins look like terracotta.
Yeah, you can, the ones, so if you look up, Pottery Barn did the terracotta pumpkins last year, which they are cool. I know for, I was watching Unicorn, Urban Unicorn, I think is the name of her Facebook page. And she mixed together, oh, criminies, I forgot the colors. But it was like an orange color and a really light gray that she mixed together to come up with a perfect terracotta color.
Celestine Todd, the other side looks like my gray head.
That's what we wanted to look, Celestine. I said I was going to do thirds, but I guess I did one half and then the other half. And this one doesn't have as many like indentions in it. So I don't know. I may cheat and go in the lines with some black paint just to make them look like they're deeper. We'll see if I'm satisfied. But I think it's going to look cool with the copper on the inside once I put a candle in there and put it on the porch.
Jenny Marmion says, Urban what?
Urban Unicorn, I think is the name of it, of her page. She's a Royce Cycle retailer too, I should know. I'm sorry. But she did some terracotta skulls on her page. But it's the basic premise though. She mixed together two colors to get the terracotta color. And it was a perfect terracotta color too.
Oh, Rochelle Stratton is asking, where did Shannon get the IOD horse mold? So anybody who's a retailer, whether you're Royce Cycled or other stuff, please drop a link in the comments, both YouTube and Facebook.
Yes, and then I carry that one too, babe.
Well, then you're an IOD retailer.
I am.
You should put a link.
I don't. Oh yeah, put a link, babe.
What's the link?
roycycle.equid.com. And so I'm going to set this aside, you guys, and we're going to let this chill for a little bit. And then I'll come back and dust off the extra baking soda. But this is my dupe for the Pottery Barn terracotta pumpkins. What do you guys think? I should have had a picture to show you guys so you guys would know what I was trying to dupe. That probably would have worked. Can I tell you guys a secret?
Okay.
I have used all 2 terabytes of my iCloud right now. So my iCloud isn't backing up. And so usually I could just go on my tablet and just pull up any photo that's on my phone. But I can't. Because my cloud is full. And so my phone isn't backing up anymore. So sad.
Move it to your drive.
I know. It's 2 terabytes, baby. It's not an easy task. I started yesterday just going through and deleting stuff, but it's going to take me a minute to get that taken care of.
Dreaming Cat Studio has made 15 fake specimen jars last year with Dollar Tree brains and plastic bones, so she's all set. And Patty Hogan says, saw someone do this using flour on their pumpkins. I like that you brush the baking soda on.
Well, I'm sprinkling it on, and then I'm just brushing off the excess. And all I did was put my baking soda or flour, right? Either would work. I just put it in the little jar just to make it easier for me. I saw somebody like dumping it and trying to sprinkle with their hands, and I just figured that this would be easier.
Shannon Booth says she's going to try this technique on her tapestry.
Ooh, I want to see it, Shannon.
Marie E. Price Miller asks, do you guys get truck-or-treaters?
Do we get trick-or-treaters? We don't get.
Is it trick-or-treaters or trunk and treaters?
So here in our community, I think there are so many organizations that have like trunk-or-treats and stuff like that that we just don't have a ton of trick-or-treaters. And our neighborhood, we live in an older neighborhood, and there are like specific neighborhoods where trick-or-treaters like to go here. I mean, you'll notice they all go to that new neighborhood. Well, it's not new anymore, but it's newer than ours.
Yeah.
They like to go where all the bougie houses are. We don't have a bougie house, so they don't come to our house. But that is my pumpkin, and I'll post a picture of him like lit and everything. I'm gonna set this one aside. I did, but it won't show because we're in the light.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm gonna post a picture of it in the light and then in like moodier light so you guys can see, because I'm hoping that that copper is really gonna reflect and it's gonna be really cool. But let me let this dry a little bit and then we'll circle back to him. And we have one more pumpkin. Oh, I don't know, what you guys think about this? I mean, because this is how it's gonna look, kind of like a dusty black.
Marie Picardi Kenyon asks, can anyone share a photo of a terracotta pumpkin?
I would, but I cannot. I don't think anybody can share a photo in the feed.
I'm on our downtown association board for the last couple of years. I've been trying to convince our downtown to host trick-or-treating there.
Yeah.
We backed away from it because a neighboring town really is kind of diving in on Halloween.
Yes.
And we're like, that's fine. We'll let them do it.
Everyone comes to Safford Main Street for like Merry Main Street.
Right, we do
and the
Christmas.
light parade. Yeah.
Yeah, we do the Christmas stuff. We'll let Pima, is the neighboring town, do Halloween. That's fine.
Yes.
But the town I lived in before I lived here, Lake Havasu City, took them a few years, but they get like 1,000 people on their downtown for trick or treat.
Now, are those adults or are those kids?
They split it.
Oh,
they
okay.
do kids in the early evening,
And then the adults.
and then they do grown-ups in the later evening, like 10 o'clock to midnight or 1.
Oh.
And it works great for them.
Now, this is a pumpkin I did earlier with that technique, right? This one's all done. I did go over this one after it dried, and I sprayed it with this workable fixative, which is just a clear coat. So, like, if you have the clear spray paint from, what's the company that makes the spray paint? It's spray paint with no color in it. It's just clear. You can use that as well, or any kind of fixative or clear sealer. I wanted to use something I could spray so that I wouldn't have to try to go over, the dust and move it around. So this is one that I did earlier. I just love the way it looks. I think it looks super cool. But I want to take this one to the next level, you guys. So we are going to, what time is it? Oh, I have time.
You have a half an hour.
So we are going to do some leafing. I have some copper leaf sheets that we're going to use on this one. And I do have my gilding adhesive is what I'm using. This one's a water-based one, and I like it because I can actually wash it out of my brushes. And you guys, I just could not believe it. I could not find a chip brush today to save my life. And so I am going to sacrifice one of my brushes for you guys. It's a sacrifice. So, it's kind of crunchy anyways, but we're gonna mess it up some more.
Nobody's finding urban unicorn, so it must be a different name.
I'll look it up, you guys, and I'll post it. I'm sorry. I posted something from her YouTube page inside of the group yesterday, I think, because she did a whole bunch of Halloween projects, and she used the recycled Halloween masterboard decoupage paper. And if there's anybody on here who knows, it's a unicorn. I thought it was an urban unicorn. Now I don't know. But I am jacking up my brush because I want my copper gilding to be like, I want a certain look, and I'm not going to be able to accomplish it with a nice brush. So I'm going to jack this brush up. And usually I would use a chip brush for this because a chip brush is cheaper, but I couldn't find it, a chip brush.
Kathy Reed joining us from Nova Scotia. Alyssa Bricker Visithin. I did a search, found a set of 3 Pottery Barn terracotta pumpkins, $575.
Yeah, we don't know. We're not going to do that, girl. We're going to make our own with some thrift store pumpkins. And if you get to the thrift store now, you can probably still find some, but probably not after the next couple of weeks. I lucked out because we walked into the place where David and I go in Mesa. There's a Bookman's next door, and there's a Goodwill next door to that, and they had a lot of pumpkins, and I walked out of there with about 5. So I still have more pumpkin projects for you guys, but they'll probably be shorts.
Lots of folks saying they're not getting the trick-or-treaters much anymore.
Yeah, I think because a lot of the, there's a lot of communication about things not being safe for the kids, and people putting stuff in their candy, which has always been something, but like nowadays, I don't know. So like here, the churches have trunk or treat.
Yes.
Home Depot has a huge trunk or treat event in their parking lot. So I just think that there's enough activities that the kids don't have to go trick-or-treating. We still have trick-or-treaters. They just don't come to our street.
I don't have a big problem with large gathering events versus going house to house.
Yes.
Because the kids get together with their friends.
Yeah,
They're having a good time. I don't know any kid that thinks, gee, I wish I could have walked 8 miles today instead of hanging out with my friends in this church parking lot.
Yes.
Although the greatest Halloween I ever had was a Saturday. I don't know what happened, but the gods liked us that year.
That year, you got like a ton of candy.
It was a Saturday, and it was warm in Chicago. It was maybe in the 70s. 60s it might have been.
Oh wow, so October?
In October, so we could go, and we did the whole day.
The whole day. So you guys, I have my jacked up brush. You guys saw me. I wanted my ends to be super uneven because I'm going to just drag my brush, and I don't want it to go all the way down my pumpkin. I only want to go down so far. And I just want it to be kind of like random. And so that's why I jacked up my brush, is because I'm really wanting that kind of random look.
Julie McDonald and Patty Hogan say Unicorn Dust Designs.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Don't tell her I messed up her name. If y'all rap me out, I'll know it's you. Unicorn Dust Designs. Yes. You guys should watch her YouTube page. It's fabulous. She does a lot of really cool designs. But she just did a whole like Halloween video, and she did the other kind of terracotta, the traditional terracotta color.
Marie E. Price Miller, when you see, Royce, this is to you, when you see multiples of an item that are different, Royce, do you have a hard time choosing the ones you want? What catches your eye?
I just take all of them. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
So I think we're all drawn to different things. Things that I pick up when I go thrifting. Crocs are something that I love to pick up, like ceramic Crocs. I have so many of them, but I feel like they're so versatile, so I always pick them up. Chairs, for better or for worse. Usually for worse. I do not need another chair.
You've shied away from chairs of late.
I've been trying to behave.
They have to be very specific.
They do. Yeah. I've been trying to behave because I have like a whole storage full of and then sometimes it'll be a craft that I'll see somebody else do. Like I saw a young lady on TikTok, and you guys know those big old wooden bowls that I would normally just pass over and not even consider. She sanded it down all the way to natural wood, and she just salved it, and it was so pretty. I was like, great, now I got to put wood bowls on my list. So it really just depends on, what I'm hoping to accomplish.
If there's a good hardwood, it really doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, if it's something that's built well and it's made out of really good wood, I'm probably
whether it's a cutting
get
board or a dresser.
I always get cutting boards.
Yeah.
That's another one. Cutting boards, because you can make breadboards. They're basically just finished wood pieces, right? So you can make signs, you can make cutting boards, you can make anything with them.
But if it's a good wood piece, not press board,
yes,
but solid wood,
I'm more likely to
you're more likely to pick it up.
Yeah.
So it's not the piece, it's what it's made of.
It's the potential. Sometimes, like as we get closer to Halloween, I start looking for like busts, right? Like I have a bust in here somewhere of a guy. He's going to get painted and gilded for my living room. I start looking for glass domes or cloches so I can make, actually I love cloches. I look for those all the time. I cannot tell a lie. I'm trying to think of what else. So I think we all have those favorite things we like to pick up whenever we go thrifting.
Alyssa Bricker Visithin asks, what, again, was that blue that you painted on?
This is a gilding adhesive. And this one I just got from Amazon. Let me see, what's the brand? BarnabasGold.com. So Barnabas Gold is, I guess, is the brand. And I like this particular adhesive because it's a water-based adhesive. Some of the oil-based ones are really hard to get off of your tools. So like this one I liked because I was able to use with my stamps. So like I did a reverse mirror project. Oh, it's over there. You know what? Can you hand me that, Daddy? Or is that going to be a pain? You're kind of wired in over there, aren't you? I can get it, babe, if you can't. I love using it with my stamps because I can get my stamps clean. Some of the gilding adhesives are kind of a pain to get cleaned off. So I did this one on IOD like, I don't know, over a year ago. But this is a mirror. And so I stamped the back of the glass, right? And then I use like a corrugated metal leafing product. And then I sprayed the mirror glass over the top of that to make that mirror. So this is a water-based. I want to say this is in my Amazon store. I'm pretty sure it is because they have, you get this and the sealer come together with this thing, which is nice because sometimes it's hard to seal. It's hard to seal your leaf projects effectively because you don't want to like get rid of the shininess of the metallic. And so that one came with a sealer, which was nice. I'm trying to pick up my gilding without touching it because I actually have stuff on my hands.
Barbara Mahana. Yes, I said that right. Michael's and Hobby Lobby both have pumpkins left after Halloween. That's when I stock up on them.
To me, they're still expensive though. Like I paid $2.99 for this pumpkin right here. I was so happy when I saw these pumpkins. Even that big one at $8, I feel like was still a deal compared to what I see in the stores.
I know a lot of folks have been saying that many thrift stores are getting a little pricey now.
They are.
But they're still better than retail. Even
sometimes,
retail at discount.
I don't know, sometimes Goodwill, they want more than retail for stuff. Like I'm to the point now where I'll look stuff up before I buy it because...
Well, we were surprised. We saw Goodwill at comic book conventions.
Yes.
So
yeah.
They're starting to figure out that there's a secondary market.
Well, I mean, they're responding to resellers, but I'm just like, you know what? Stay in your lane. Like, if somebody's reselling, they still have to go out, hunt those things down, clean them up, list them, like we were talking about today with those guys, right? There's still work to be done. It's not like they're just, I don't know. I think that they need to just stay in their lane and resell stuff. Their CEO over there don't need no more money. He's fine.
Well, I think it depends on the thrift's mission.
Yes.
Because our local thrift stores,
yes,
we'd like them to make more money.
Yes, but you guys also, I love going ship thrifting in there because Goodwill gets stuff given to them, right? So it's not like they're having to buy the items and then resell
Correct.
them. So whatever they make is profit.
True.
Base profit. Well, I'm not taking into account like, you know, expenses for operation and stuff, but like, stop it.
Now, our local thrift store employs people.
Yes.
So,
and what supports people with developmental challenges so that
correct.
they can have a job making fair wages, which is another thing. Not all thrift stores offer fair wages. They pay people, but they pay them like sub-minimum.
It's sub-minimum wage, yes.
Yeah.
And that's changing here in Arizona.
Yes.
It's now has to be minimum wage.
So
and that's going to challenge a lot of organizations.
It is, but I mean.
So. Yeah, Brenda Farrell, our Goodwill is ridiculously high.
They're high.
Jennifer Stever, DAV here, often priced higher than retail. Anything vintage is ridiculously priced. Wendy Reese Purdy, they get their merchandise for free. They're supposed to be there to help people. Look, I get it. I'm on a board that does a thrift store.
Yeah.
We want our thrift store to make money because it goes right into programming.
Yes. But But you guys don't charge. No, you don't understand what they're saying.
I do.
GCRC does not charge prices the way that these
you know
other
what
thrift
they
stores
do? They do on collectibles. So it's rare for them to get a comic book in.
Yeah.
But when they do, it is vastly overpriced.
Yeah.
Now, I'll buy it because I'm helping our organization.
And you know it's going to go right back to.
And I'm going to give it away.
The
I'm gonna
program.
I'm going to give it to kids at Halloween. But I understand what they're saying. I get it.
I'm sad, you guys. This did not turn out the way I saw in my mind. Because it's sticking to everything, not just to the adhesive. You guys see that line right there? I don't like that.
It's got a cool look.
I mean, I know, but it wasn't what I was envisioning. I wanted it to only stick to where I put the glue, like literally. And it's sticking to like everything. Like this edge right here is what I wanted. See how it's like kind of scraggly looking? Wow. Maybe it's the baking soda. I bet you there was some kind of a reaction maybe between the baking soda and the glue. Maybe?
Petty Hogan, Goodwill is very high. I rarely see people with disability working there. I thought Goodwill was helping
Goodwill
folks.
is different. It's not with disabilities. They're helping people who are having a hard time navigating life in general. It could be for various reasons.
Could be homelessness, could be substance.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the thrift store here in our town is a very specific program that is only for people with developmental and physical disability.
And their coaches, of course, who work at the store.
Although we do also have St. Vincent de Paul, also a great thrift store.
And they help people with their utilities, and they have a food bank there.
Correct.
And, you know, when I was working for my nonprofit, like if we had a senior who, you know, we've helped people, we get calls, or we used to, I mean, look, I still claim them even though I'm not there anymore. We would get calls about a viejito like living in the parking lot at Walmart. And so we would help them get an apartment, and of course they would need everything. So we could go to either of the thrift stores here, and they would let us go shop for them for free to get bedding and towels and furniture and things like that. So
we both GCRC, which is the one I'm with, and St. Vincent de Paul work with our senior center, helping those folks, and our domestic violence shelter.
And then the back to school resource fair where they do the giant clothing exchange.
Every kid can get one free set of clothing.
So
yeah,
I'm not happy. What do you guys think? Look. It ruined my perfect pumpkin. I'm going to work on it, though.
I think it looks cool.
I think...
Now, I don't know if that's what you wanted, but...
It's not what I wanted.
I think it's a cool accident.
I'm going to... You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to whine.
I think the dark color... I think it makes the gold pop a little bit more.
So, this little line right here is bugging me. This little straight line. So, I think I'm going to try to rough that up a little bit. We'll see if that helps. Because that's what's bugging me too. There's like a straight line, like right where the leaf came off.
Lee Brown, Leanne, and Joey Lynn Principe, I hope I'm saying that right. Marie Price Miller all say they like it. Looks pretty cool. Shannon Booth suggests another scruffy layer of salt wash over the gold, maybe. Oh
yeah, you so fart, Shannon. That is a good idea.
Celestine Todd and Kim Camo both say it looks good. Marsha Walls on YouTube loves the copper on the black.
Yeah, I do love. I just wanted it to be more like, I guess, not as uniform, right? I wanted it to be just kind of almost like, what's what I'm looking for? Fractured. And it's just more solid than I had originally imagined. But I think it'll be fine.
Kathleen Hoovis asks, is it maybe the fixative that you sprayed on?
Well, the fixative I brushed on. So what I thought is that oh, you know what? You're probably right.
No, the spray,
the sealer.
Yeah,
the sealer. You're probably right. It's the fixative maybe that it's sticking to. See, you guys are so smart. That's why I like hanging out with y'all. You're probably right. Because I got the fixative, I got baking soda. I'm mixing a whole bunch of stuff together over here. I'm doing a giant experiment over here. So I just put some more up at the top. Maybe that'll look better to my eye. And I should have pulled out my variegated. I love the leaf. You know how you get it and it has like all the different metallic colors mixed into one? But
Ruru2 says if you want more black, you could, or if you want more dark, you could go back with the black.
yeah, you guys are right. I'm gonna stop whining.
Marshall Wall suggests maybe sanding some of it back.
Maybe.
Min's Kaz says jagged edge.
That's what I wanted, was a jagged edge. I wanted it to look more fractured and not so like solid. But I think that it is the fixative that maybe it's sticking to, because this stuff is so thin that it's gonna stick to any kind of adhesive. So I probably should have let that fixative cure at least for a day before going over the top of it with the gold leaf. And I'm thinking that that's what happened.
Vicky Valdez Green, what if you gild the whole pumpkin, then add the black stone down from the top?
Yeah.
Drip down diluted salt wash, Kathleen Ubis says, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, it's not horrible. It just wasn't what I was envisioning. But I think you guys are right. I'm going to mess with it a little bit more, go kind of back and forth. But even these sheets, I've had these sheets for 3 years. So you can see some of them were darker and some of them are lighter. And I'm really digging that part, that I kind of have that variation in color. But I do like it with the dark. I think I just wanted it to be a little bit more fractured than it is. But
Vicky Moore asks, is she hearing something like dripping wax is your vision? Is that what you were kind of thinking toward?
I just only wanted it to stick just a little bit. Like, it's way more solid than I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? I only wanted to have like pieces kind of randomly on there, not so much a solid mass of copper.
Celestine Todd has the solution. She says give it to her.
I know I'm whining, but it's okay. It's pretty. It is pretty. You guys know how it is when you have like your mind set on something, and your project doesn't quite turn out the way you thought it was going to. And that's all it is. I think it's fine. It just wasn't what I saw in my mind when I was gonna make it. And so I'm just probably I think I might leave it. I'm gonna set it aside. I'm gonna look at it from across the room, and then I'll make a decision about it.
Julia Usuri says dab your glue as opposed to brushing motion.
Yeah, but it's stuck in places where I didn't even put any glue. Like, legitimately, like this right here. See how solid that is? I used this brush right here. My brush strokes were like super scraggly. So it didn't just stick where I put the adhesive. That's kind of my disappointment, is that it stuck across the whole surface and not just where I put the glue. Because even though I brushed it on, this brush is so jacked that it just went on. It didn't go on like in a solid, the way that it's laying down. I think it's adhering to the fixative that I sprayed on. Because after I got done earlier, I sprayed it with the fixative because I didn't want the baking soda to keep flaking off. And so I think that the leaf is sticking to the fixative that was on there.
Alyssa Bricker Visithin, this is giving me a great idea for my tin stars I want to reimagine.
Ooh.
Flea Brown says, are you going to reinstitute giveaways? Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. I might, Flea. I'm thinking about it. I thought about it tonight. We'll probably do something as we get closer to the holidays. I have a bunch of giveaways and nobody claims. They're just in my mailroom. And that's one of the things. So probably, because I can't help myself.
Marie E. Price Miller, you would think if you see the project in your mind, you could transfer that to your hands. It doesn't always work, though.
It doesn't. Because this area right here is closest to what I imagined. See how those edges are like scraggly? You know what I mean? That's what I imagined. And I was going to have more of that kind of sparseness. But it's fine. It's still pretty. It's still pretty. And I think it's going to go with my whole black, copper, and teal theme. I should have done this one teal. Ooh, I wonder how a teal terracotta would look. Oh,
Kathleen Huvis says,
idea.
do a test on the bottom with the leaf to see if it sticks. Then you'll know if that was the problem. Because you didn't do any with your brush.
I didn't. It's not sticking to that leaf, though. I mean, the leaf isn't sticking to that part, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our other one. I'm going to stop whining now. Thank you guys so much for your suggestions. They are all good ones. So let's brush all the excess off of this one. I forgot to bring my paper back. My table is always such a mess by the time we're done playing. And so I'm just going to brush. I can be a little bit more aggressive now, right? Because the paint is dried. But I'm still using my super soft brush.
Shannon Booth says, do teal over the gold in a random jagged way.
I may. That's what I was thinking about. Maybe I'll add a patina. It'll still be in my color story, right?
It is 6:27.
Oh, perfect timing. So this one, although you guys know what, I forgot to paint the top. So I'm gonna have to go back and paint the top. But you guys can see though, and this is the black terracotta. You can do the same process over a terracotta colored paint if you want like more of the traditional terracotta color, absolutely. And you would get what would look like, you know, terracotta. And you could use, I'm using baking soda, but you could use flour on yours if that's what you have and what makes better sense to you. But so that's my black terracotta pumpkin. I think he looks kind of cool. He looks like Two-Face though. My texture on this side was more than the texture on this side, but it's fine. I like them. And I'm gonna put a candle inside of there. So we have the black terracotta plain, right? And then we had the bougie black terracotta with the metallic on there. And then I am going to finish decoupaging this one because I am just loving the way that this is turning out. And I'm prayerful that I can maintain that all the way around because I think it's gonna be fabulous. But, that was a workout today. That was a lot of work. So hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's live. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Let me see. Do we have any questions? If you sent me a message about the t-shirts, you guys can put hashtag shirt in the comments here. You guys will get a message on how to order the colored t-shirts. There's green, there's a light pink, a rosy colored pink.
There's a blue.
Is it blue?
There's a blue. There's something in the blue family. I don't know.
Okay, and then black. So there's several colors available.
Isn't there like a copper or an orange?
No.
I was folding clothes the other day and I thought I saw 4 colors.
Yeah, I have that copper one. That was from a long time ago. I haven't been able to source that color.
Okay.
It makes me so sad. And if you guys, I know that my insiders, I've been failing you lately because we were traveling and now I'm just trying to get back into my schedule. But if you want to be a Royce Gold insider, you can put hashtag insider to find out how to be an insider. We do have new stencils that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks, and my insiders will get to see those designs first.
Real quick, not t-shirts. Hashtag shirt.
Yeah, hashtag shirt, and then you'll
Singular.
get the message. Yes.
Hashtag shirt. And just putting shirt without the hashtag won't get you anything.
And if you're on YouTube, you can just I'll put the link in the description after we go inside, I guess. And then for my folks here on TikTok, just hit me up and let me know, and I'll send you a link.
So do we have an official promise that the decoupage will be finished?
Yes. I do solemnly swear that I will finish the decoupage pumpkin before next Sunday.
They were calling you out earlier, so that's why I'm asking.
You follow me out too.
I'm just sticking up for the peeps. That's all. I'm a
You know,
man.
we call that what he's doing right there. We call that a dry snitch. That's what it is.
That's right. I didn't think it was that dry. I thought it was pretty upfront.
You're dry snitching over here. Yes, I do solemnly swear to finish the decoupage pumpkin before next Sunday.
Oh, before next Sunday. I didn't even give you a timeline.
I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it done. Well, because I gotta get it done so I can make a short.
All right.
So what I've been doing, you guys, is every project that we do together, I do a short video and I post it on Recycled Treasures and of course on TikTok. So you guys can see, just in case you're like working on your project and maybe you forgot, you can go check out my reels if you're on Facebook and my shorts on YouTube. And there's probably a quick version of the project. And the only thing that we didn't finish last week was the tray. And I did finish the tray. Look, it's all trimmed out. It's all done, but I'm not happy with it. Like, it looks boring, right? Like it needs something else. So I'm probably gonna paint the edges black. And there's something that's coming from ILD in the holiday release that's right around the corner. And so I'm thinking that we'll return back to this when I get those products because I have an idea.
See, I don't think it looks boring depending on what you want.
Not boring. It just don't you guys think there needs to be something in the middle, right?
What do you want to use it for? So if you sealed that and used it as a drink tray,
That's true.
I think it's perfect.
If I were going to use it as a drink tray, then I would probably put a layer of resin over it.
Right.
And then it would be perfect. Yes.
Yes.
But if I were going to make like a door hanger or something
Right,
with
if you're
it,
gonna-
then I would want to put something else on
There you go.
So yes, you make a valid point.
Shannon Booth says it needs to be roiced up.
See, Shannon agrees with me. You agree with me, right, Shannon? I think that's all we have. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Be sure and look in your emails. I am going to be sending an email out this week. I'm going to get back to my weekly emails. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been falling off, but I'm going to get back together. I think that's all we have.
I think so.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you guys next Sunday. And as always, you guys know that there is not anything that I've done here today that you guys cannot absolutely do yourselves. You guys can do this. You can do it today. You don't have to have any special training.